Hey guys, it's Julie with Julie's Designs. This video is going to be about preparing for a market and what I learned from the huge market I did last year. It's going to kind of be in two parts. This video is going to be about the stuff I learned last year and tips and tricks to get ready if you're doing a market. And then as I'm preparing for the market, I'm going to be videoing and giving tips along the way and video the market, and that video will come up after I finish the market. So last year I decided to do this huge market it's Lamar Dixon Expo in Gonzales, Louisiana. It's called Mistletoe Market, and it's in this huge venue, and I've always wanted to do one, and I just decided, I was just gonna go for the stars and do this big event. It was my first time ever doing a big event. I was pregnant and I thought, after I have the baby, I'm not gonna be able to do this stuff anymore, so let me do it now. And one of my tips is I made a list, so I'll try not to ramble too much, is to pick a venue that fits you. So it was very expensive to do this show, but there was a few reasons why I picked it. One was it was indoors. We live in South Louisiana. I've said that many times, and the weather is unpredictable. I don't know if I would really pay a lot of money to do an outdoor show, because one bad weekend of weather will totally ruin it, and you've paid all this money and put in all this work and it's ruined. So it was indoors in the air conditioner, and the setup was on Friday. So I could go in while the kids are at school. They had all these teenage guys there to help you unload your stuff and put it where it goes. I had all day Friday to set up. You walked in on Saturday, stress-free, ready to go, and the show was on Saturday and Sunday. It was indoors. They locked the place up. I could leave everything on Saturday and show back up on Sunday. So to me, it was perfect. Also at this show, people had to pay to get in the doors. So in my experience, when people are paying to go shopping, it's a different type of crowd, and they are there to shop and spend money. So that was another factor in me picking this venue, and definitely something you should look at. If people are paying to get in, they're there to spend some money. It was far away and it was expensive, but there was so much traffic. When you went in at peak time, you could not get down the aisles. There was so many people. So to me, it was worth it to pay more money to go to this show and just make all my money at one time, instead of doing a smaller show and not making as much. Just with the kids and everything, it's not possible for me to do all these little shows. Like I've done shows that are free, and I make $200, and I'm not knocking $200. $200 is great. But if I'm gonna put my time and energy to something, then I just wanna go and make as much money as possible. And even though I had the baby this year, I decided to do the show again. I'm gonna do it a little differently. I'm not gonna stress myself out, and I'll get to that part of it. Okay, the next thing is to set goals. This is my thing from last year that I kept, and what I did was I went by a dollar amount, and every time I made something, I kept track of it, and I was trying to get to $10,000 really, even though I have 12, and I didn't quite make it there, but I did. That shows you how hard I worked. I made a lot of stuff, and actually I sold almost everything that I made, except I have one little box left over. Now that wasn't all from the market. I have Fun and Dandy that I had to stock up, and then I did in town, they had like a few little shows when it got close to Christmas that were free, and since I had all my stuff, I just went out there and did them. So I was really happy with the amount of stuff that I sold last year for Christmas. Plus you add in all the custom orders and all that. Anyway, I'm getting off track. Set goals. So this year, I don't think I'm setting a dollar amount. What I'm doing is I just wrote down the stuff that I wanted to make, and I'm just trying to knock that out. but it definitely keeps you motivated to have a goal, to see where you're at, to see where you need to be. Don't overwhelm yourself. So making a list definitely helps. You want to figure out what you're gonna make and just start knocking stuff off that list. If you don't make a list, it's very easy to get overwhelmed to think about all the stuff that you have to do. Something I learned from last year is to simplify. I notice when people shop, and I've noticed it myself doing it since I've done the show, is they just walk by and shop. So I had this gorgeous booth, and I'll post some pictures right here of my booth from last year. I had this amazing booth, but there was so much stuff. I mean, and you really had to come in my booth and shop. But like I said, this place was so crowded. There was, I think they said like 7,000 people came through the doors that weekend. There was so much traffic, which is amazing. But people didn't come in and shop when it was busy like that. They just window shopped. So I want to make sure that when they are window shopping, they can see everything. So I'll have everything, just one flat surface displayed for them to just see as they walking by and be like, ooh, let me buy that, you know, instead of it kind of hidden where they have to come in and shop. And I did do a huge Christmas tree display, which I'll do again next year, but I have 2 pencil trees that I'm gonna do because I made all these ornaments that's so like crazy. I couldn't even believe it. It was just these ornaments I made from scrap wood that I would normally burn. And I just sold them for $4 a piece, but I put them on a Christmas tree. And I decorated this, I think it was like 8 or 9 feet, and it was 4 feet wide. It was ginormous. And by the end, I hardly had any ornaments left. They would just come and pick them off that tree. So definitely display your items. It will sell better. Because the other shows, the little shows that I did, you know, I didn't want to take the time to decorate a tree, and my ornaments didn't really sell. So I'm definitely putting them on trees again this year, but this is going to be small little pencil trees, not this ginormous 9-foot tree that I have to bring there and set up and carry. So just remember that people window shop. You want them to be able to see everything. More is not always better. And something I'm going to do this year that's going to be really hard is I'm not going to display everything that I make right off the bat. I'll kind of like have my space set up, and I'm going to keep some stuff packed up because it's more important to me to have a nice clean booth than to have everything out. And as stuff sells, I'll restock it. And something they do is they have weekend passes. So some people that come on Saturday will come back on Sunday, because the people that come to this every year know that on Sunday at the end of the day, people are ready to make deals and move stuff. So, you know, I might be missing out on some sales, but I feel like I'm gonna make more sales by keeping a nice clean booth. Another thing I learned is get some rest. You know, you want to work all night and get as much product done as you can, but it's really important that you are rested, that you're in a good mood, that you're ready to talk to people, to sell. It's not going to help anything if you're exhausted. So do not stay up all night before a show. Don't work yourself to the bone. You know, you need to be ready and prepared. Make sure everything is packed up the night before, ready to go. Don't leave anything left to do that morning of the show. Be ready to go. So all you gotta do is get up, get dressed, and roll out. And what I do is when I make stuff, I price it and box it up. So I already have stuff boxed up and labeled what it is, ready to go. I don't leave that till the end. Do not leave all this stuff to be priced and boxed up by the end. I put my stuff on the side that I'm gonna bring to Fine and Dandy, and everything that's going to Mistletoe Market is getting boxed up, is priced, and ready to go. So once I start packing up for the show, all I gotta do is put all those totes into my car. And what I do is, and I'll show this on the video when I show after the market, is I put everything in just those plastic totes you can get from Walmart, And that way, once I unload everything, they pack up, they stack up nice. I can stick them back in my car so after the show when I pack up whatever hasn't sold. I think that is everything that I wanted to go over. If you have any questions about markets or craft shows or anything, just let me know and I will answer any questions you have. Stay tuned. The show is November 10th, I believe. So I'll post another video after that of me preparing for the show, setting up for the show, and then I'll do an update of how the show went.
Thanks for watching and give this video a big